The problem with Nietzsche's series of lectures on public and university education, localized to 19th century Germany but completely applicable to today, is that he is absolutely right in so many of his accusations. The accuracy of those accusations is so pronounced that it is almost enough to get readers to agree with his goals and solutions, his premises for what education should be. And that is where he is disastrously wrong. Let's begin with the wrong then. For Nietzsche in this text, the goals of education are to foster the production of genius, which alone can save German culture. Oddly, this German culture is dependent upon, founded wholly upon, the worthy and intense study of the classical age of Greece and Rome. To this end, he claims, schools which are designed to foster such genius, to mother and nurture it in its own cocoon of free expression and exploration, are essential. To argue against fostering genius, of course, seems silly. To argue against nurturing free expression and exploration, equally so. To suggest that the classical thinkers are unworthy of extended reflection, well, that's idiotic. So how could Nietzsche be wrong here? Well, his accusations against the condition of schooling in his day, and in ours, suggest that they are therefore misaligned. They attempt to teach everyone, and not everyone is worth teaching. And they lower the standards of their study to prevent real genius from emerging. How and why is his idea of genius-level heroes the only way to sustain culture? He does not say. What makes a genius more worthy than anyone else for literacy? He does not say. Why must this literacy be founded exclusively upon the Western philosophers? He does not say. Why must schools have no other purpose at all but nurturing these few? He does not say. Why is it that schools alone are the best institutions to foster the genius he seeks? He doesn't say, though here at least he suggests that alternatives might be sought. The lengthy storytelling and rhetorical polemics throughout the lectures can create a kind of self-aggrandizing similar to the dialogues of Socrates. All the characters around his narrators praise his philosophical genius, though mostly he calls any who oppose his approach barbarians, or worse. More troubling than his wrongness, for me, is where he is right. Our educational institutions, unsurprisingly, are built upon industrial models of production, stamping out grades for students to measure their quality with the same accuracy we do eggs and meat. The standardizations of curriculum too often set bars of expectation to fit political ends, rather than ones which benefit the individual student. The result is struggling students who do not receive the support they need to succeed, and accelerated students who cannot find a challenge to foster growth. This was true in the 1870s, and it is true in the 2020s, and as a secondary teacher for 35 years, I can attest to it. But a politicized, bureaucratic, and failed implementation for democratic education and literacy is not, therefore, followed by a proposal to abolish it in favor of saving a mythologized genius youth. Nietzsche is sadly correct that the geniuses out there often find their own way despite the institutions for teaching them. Worse, some, even many, students do not. The system is broken, has been broken, cannot, as constructed and manipulated, foster a broad and thoughtful literacy which advances healthy democracies. There is more, of course. Nietzsche also addresses teachers, political leaders, students, and their various attitudes to all of this. Again, more or less accurate reflections of what a failed system looks like. Like so many of his day, he is hyper-concerned about the health of culture with a capital C against the onset of industrialization and dehumanization. Across the channel, Matthew Arnold decries all the same misfortunes in his book Culture and Anarchy, but he finds culture best met in the hands of his church. Yes, Nietzsche understands the sickness, but he offers a new end goal of elitism, which is potentially terrifying.